Hello everyone, welcome to the video version of the Film Gist podcast. My name is Nick Rodriguez. Before we get started this week, please subscribe down below. Every Friday there's going to be a new movie review for you to feast your eyes on. Well, I guess you're just feasting your eyes on me, but still, a new movie review every Friday. And don't forget, over on thefilmgist.com, we have a much longer usually around a 40 to 50 minute episode talking about spoilers on the movie that we review here on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, I do that with my co-host Jesse Owen, also every Friday. So definitely head over to thefilmgist.com. You can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram if you feel so inclined. Now, let's get into the movie that we've got for you this week. Midnight Special, as described by IMDb, goes something like this. A father and son go on the run after the father learns his child possesses special powers. This film is written and directed by Jeff Nichols. He's created such films as Take Shelter, as well as the Matthew McConaughey recent successful film Mud. It was definitely critically successful. And Jeff Nichols creates art house films. I feel like saying somebody creates art house films these days is kind of a negative connotation to it, like these small, low-budget films that people don't see, and they're in the weird little theaters over in the art district that no one really likes to go to because there's just a ton of hipsters wearing plaid and dark-rimmed glasses around, and it's just, it's never fun. However, I think Jeff Nichols creates the biggest of art house films. And I say that meaning like they're not these huge blockbuster Batman v Superman type movies, but they're about as grand of a scale as an art house film can get. And I absolutely love them. If you haven't seen Mud or Take Cover, I highly recommend checking those out. Midnight Special is a film that I love. However, I'm not in love with it. You know what I mean? Like, when you find a film that you're in love with, you want everyone to know about it. You are shouting from the highest hill you can find that everyone needs to see this movie, and you make people come over to your house and watch it, and your friends hate you because you won't shut up about how great the movie is. I feel like I really, really love this movie. However, I can see why people would not like this movie. What do we have here? We've got a film where the audience is literally just thrown into this situation. A father and son, and we're told that the son has been abducted, and we're thrown into this situation with these characters where they're running from the law. We don't really know why. There are all these questions that are asked almost immediately, and honestly, some of those questions just never get answered throughout the entire movie, and that can be a real issue for a lot of people. I, however, found that going through this journey with these characters was really the reward. You know, a lot of people want from their movie this great journey and then a great payoff at the end. And the end of this film, which I'm not going to spoil at all, is kind of a little bit lacking in that reward. I can see how people would see that. However, like I said, I really think that the magic of this movie is in that journey. We've got our main character played by Michael Shannon, who's joined by Joel Edgerton, and the two the entire time play this movie so straight-faced that you can't really get a good gauge on whether or not they're the bad guys, if they're the good guys, and everything is kind of all of that is kind of resolved. And the other issue that I can see people having here is that there are a lot of kind of different plot points, and there's this whole weird cult undertone that happens as well with the child, and then when we get into some of the crazy things that we find out, it turns into this oddly realistic sci-fi movie. The sci-fi in this film is so grounded and down to earth that it's actually kind of believable, which is something you don't see from sci-fi films a whole heck of a lot these days. We're eventually introduced into Kirsten Dunst's character, who is so she was the mom role, and Michael Shannon's character Roy, he's the biological father, and there are really, really great analogies to this, to just being a parent. Now, I'm not a parent, at least I don't think so, and I'm of the age where I can kind of imagine what being a parent and being in that role of adulthood would feel like, and I feel like this film kind of makes a lot of great analogies to being a parent. granted, I mean, everything is sci-fi. However, like I said, it's so grounded and realistic that it's you can see those analogies being made as the film totally plays out. There are also pacing issues. It's a little bit slow and a little bit drawn out. And I said the ending is not as I don't think as grand or as spectacular as some people would have wanted. Now, you may be thinking, you've just said negative things the entire time. How do you love this film? Well, like I said, it's that journey. There are so many moments point to point, and I would definitely recommend going into this film without being spoiled. There are moments in this film during this journey of being completely just blindsided by things that are happening, and you're on the edge of your seat, and you're wondering what's happening, and you want to know what's happening with this child, and you want to know where we're going next, and that journey is just so rewarding and so much fun that it's not that you want to be there, but you feel like you're part of it, and you feel invested in making sure the kid gets to where he needs to go. And that's what the entire movie is based around, is the kid with the special powers and the glowy blue eyes feels that he needs to get somewhere. We don't have an explanation of where we're going, of why we're going there, or why we're doing this, but this goes back to the analogy of being a parent. I feel like there are real-life points to be made as being a parent. You are sometimes told to just blindly follow your kid in sending him to this school for the gifted or something crazy, and you don't know if it's going to work out, and you're going to spend a ton of money on him, and you're going to do all these things that maybe hurt you personally. However, you just have this feeling that you need to push in this direction, and that's really kind of what this film is about. It's about that journey. It's about those decisions. And this film landed so well with me. I really, really loved it. That being said, I feel like it's also slightly hard to defend. And like I said, I'm not in love with it. I just love it. We gave this film on our audio podcast, which you can listen to over at thefilmgist.com for one more plug, a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And I totally agree with that. It's not perfect. However, it's definitely worth a catch. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this in theaters. It is in a very limited release. It's out in Minneapolis, where I live, this Friday, as this podcast, or this, whatever you call this thing, is being released in a couple theaters around here. So you may have to search this one out if you wanted to see it. Otherwise, I'm sure it'll get a Blu-ray and a video on demand release. I would highly recommend checking out Midnight Special. Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe below. Write a comment if you've seen Midnight Special or if you plan to see Midnight Special. Let me know what you guys think of it. You can also send me an email, filmgist at gmail.com. All those links are below. But please subscribe if you want to listen to a longer audio version of this with spoilers. Filmgist.com is where you can find that. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you later.